Hey guys, how are you? It is getting late, but I had such a wonderful day yesterday. I wanted to share with you. I had a fantastic experience with a client using a deck that I hadn't ever used before. And I must tell you, it was a real growth and really inspiring situation to be able to be kind of put on the spot, so to say. I mean, I'm a very confident reader. I mean, I'll read anybody. But I had a client come in for our weekly tarot consultation, as I like to call it, and she said that she saw a box in my little tarot box that I pull out. Here, I'll show you right here. It's actually right here. I got all my little tarot boxes in here. I got all my little things in there. When I started before you guys, I just had one deck. Now look at this. I can't even can barely pick it up. I have all you to blame. And so she saw a box that really caught her attention last week. And it was this. And she said, can we use that one with that silvery box? And I said, oh, geez. Yes, I answered. I just heard yes. You just say yes. And I got to tell you, it was the most uncomfortable experience going and getting this deck and beginning to shuffle, thinking I hadn't even seen the 56 cards of the minors because we just did that run through of just the majors. But I figured, we can work it out and it's not a problem. But I must tell you, it was one of the best reading experiences that I've ever had. Number one, probably because I'm a bit familiar with her because she comes in every week. But because we could explore the cards together and to match up and coordinate and synchronize our insights to the cards with her familiarity with the cards, to my experience with the cards. It was just absolutely, it was a magical type of session. It went so quick. So just to be able to find these insights together, I didn't tell her that I didn't know the cards. Because whatever, the Two of Swords is a Two of Swords, but to explore the imagery together, it was an incredible experience. So what I decided to do is to turn this video into just an opportunity to share how wonderful it was for me, and I'm encouraging you to perhaps, maybe if you're so inclined, to just bring out one of your newest decks that you haven't even seen before and really just sort of get to work with it. Because my familiar zone, my comfort zone, is to just get very familiar with the cards and then bring them out for clients. But after I got off my initial fear of just never having seen the 56 cards before and rarely even getting familiar with the majors that I covered, but just because I looked through them once, it was a magnificent. So you get the point. This is where the excess commentary begins to happen here. So what I'm going to do is just turn into this about talking about the swords suit. And it's going to be like a blending into like an expanded unboxing of this really cool fountain tarot. I mean, it really came in handy, and I really got the magic of a client saying, "Can we use that deck?" And just sort of surrendering that control about going to my pagan other worlds that I'm very familiar with now, or going back to my writers that I adore. That's always been there, my loyal friend forever. And so let's just talk about the sword suit. At first, with the ace, I was a little bit taken aback because I just saw this now. I was a little bit taken aback that the sword was straight down, and I really like Pixie's interpretation of like thinking straight with that sword being straight up. But this particular card came up whenever she, was just saying that she was desiring more stability in her life, and I said, well, let's see what the key to that is. And this sword came right in, and it was just the most magical fit because it really this to me even reversed, and it's helping me answer so many of my prior, maybe questions about what if the cards that you're reading are so opposed to how you sort of have them associated from whenever you're really familiar with, Pixie's artwork from the RWS, just how it all came together. So, this completely represented stability using the thinking. And what I loved about the imagery of this, because it followed into the most beautiful conversation about whenever you're searching for stability in your life, it is truly about how you're viewing your life, how you're reframing your life, how you're thinking about it. And stability is structuring it forward. And I just loved how this very general artwork of this card is all about, to me, it just kind of looks like the blueprint of two buildings going up. I don't want to get too close because then it's going to get all fuzzy with the light and then it's going to drive you crazy with it. But for me, that's just like the thought form aspect of the quantum world. You know, whenever you get an idea, whenever you have a thought, it begins to form, and then you add more to it. You make pictures of it, you draw of it, you talk about it in positive aspects, and then you go get the materials, and it takes more and more form. I thought this card was beautiful in the session that I just had, talking about structuring the life that she desired, the stability that she desired, and this went into a whole bunch of the fallacies that that she had about how you structure and how you think about your life as far as being stable. It was beautiful. So what's this Two of Swords? See, this is great. I haven't even seen these before because I just sort of pulled them out. All right, well, we have an almost naked woman. That's always a great start. It's the classic Two of Swords, sort of taking yourself out, removing yourself. This doesn't exactly feel like the most, it's not the uncomfortable stance of the RWS, but if you look, if I'm not mistaken, this beautiful bikini-clad woman is on her tiptoes. So again, it's sort of like how this is sort of in a platform card with RWS, very much removed as far away from the surface of the meaning of this wonderful unconscious waters here as you can possibly get on your tiptoes. Can you see those beautiful little naked feet? I really like that. Cloudy skies, can't even see what directions what. I love it. I think this is a great card. So much of this artwork, as you know from these wonderful fountain tarots, is just like you really got to look at it to figure out even what the hell you're looking at because they're so watery. But here we got this wonderful crystal thing with the Three of Swords. I love talking about the Three of Swords. I'm not going to bore you guys to death. But here we have the swords piercing through the bottom, which is really kind of interesting. And it really kind of matches perfectly how I view the Three of Swords, especially when it comes in reversed. The regular Three of Swords, when it comes in reverse, for me, just means that you're sort of taking, sorrow, and then you're suffering from it, right? You're turning it into just pain, rather than just, or turning the pain into suffering. So the swords still don't come out when it's reversed, and so I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's a beautiful image, and I like the coldness of it as well. I like the coldness of this card. I don't know if you can catch it, but those are mountains back there. And very much removed from everything, because you feel solitary in this state whenever you're thinking like this. Concentrating on that heartbreak in the wrong way, man, so that it just sucks so much worse. You're suffering from it. Beautiful card. I love how it's like crystally. That heart is crystally, it's great. What's this Four of Swords all about? All right, well, there's a bird in there. I like the bird. The idea that the message is in there, that the answer is in there. Rest, relax, remove yourself from the situation. Also, I like why the swords really aren't swords. This is sort of like this is sort of like actually finding that next level answer. And you got to rest, you got to remove yourself from it. Every time I see this card, I think of what Einstein said, something to the effect of, the mind can't find the answer from the same consciousness that it perceived the problem, or something like that. And this is a lot of the work that we do in the therapy offices, that whenever there's the issue, we got to switch the topics completely, feel really good about it, get the vibe really high on another topic completely. And then from that higher vibration, you have access to all the other topics in your life. It's so much easier to solve problems like that because, if you don't remove yourself from trying to find an answer or just trying to take a break from the world, you're never going to see that bird. You're never going to get the answer. You're never going to get the message. Rest on it. Sleep on it. Gorgeous Four of Swords. Structure foundation. What's going on with this guy's face? Can't really tell. His face is clueless. All right, the Five of Swords. Talk about how sharply this hurts. Look at that dude is standing. That guy in the forefront of Pixie's art, he's standing on those swords. Imagine how that would hurt. Look at all that weight on those 2 points. That's what I pick up most about it. It's almost like he's surfing. And the dejected, the jealousied, they become shadows. They become shadows. I really like the idea that they're not even characters. They're just sort of images. If you're feeling like that, dejected, then you're not looking at your situation the way source, the way the universe, the way your higher spirit and soul is looking at it. I kind of really dig the art on this. That dude is just an illusion, man. And all those swords, they're kind of illusions too. They're not even real swords. So what you lost, what you maybe thought was taken from you, wasn't even real, or maybe wasn't even yours. Ooh, sexy 5 of Swords. All right, I got the next 6 of Swords. Oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of like being guided into the water. Guided into the water. Now, you don't get the idea of the sort of like the unequal relationships that the RWS sort of has with the person right behind. They're just like, ooh, there's somebody there to receive your request for assistance. But I like how this is sort of shooting you off straight and into the sunshine, right? Oh, even better yet, into the island across the way. That's where your desires are, into the smoother waters, as the traditional meaning of this card goes. I like it. Are there oars in here? Yeah, there's some oars in there. Looks like there's 2 characters in that boat. But I like it. You can't even see that they're swords, man. They're just kind of like these boards. Obviously, they're swords, but really, you got it, man. I think this card came up too. And my client projected herself on that island, waiting for this thing that she's been sort of praying for, hoping for, waiting for, intending for. And I love this as far as the pure message about it's just coming, man. It's just coming. You gotta have the faith. Big message in the office. You gotta worry about faith. Don't worry about hoping for anything. I talked about this before. Hope is for beggars. Don't hope for anything. Have faith. That energy, man, mixed up in your vibe, having faith that something's already done. You just have to wait for it to occur in this dimension. Oh my God. Talk about speeding up that wonderful law that brings things towards you. How about the 7 of Swords? You know what I mean? I like that he's sort of pulling it in by the blades. Like, there's definitely a better way to do that. And it's kind of like sneaking the swords away too. You know, it's that cleverness inferred by this 7 of Swords. That's a great card. Great imagery for that. The Falun Tarot, man, is gaining some respect. It's gaining some respect. 8 of Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about the wonderful thing they did this? This is sort of like whenever you're at a crossroads. Those 8 swords are actually like almost like the cross in the Judgment card. The crossroads, like you have a choice, but you're frozen. You can't make any move because you're not looking up. Does she have a blindfold on? You goddamn right she has a blindfold on, man. Just like the traditional. Head down, not even willing to look up, even with the blindfold on. I love brilliant imagery with the 8 swords being arranged that she cannot move. She'll get her neck sliced. She'll get her neck sliced. And it's in the image of roads crossing in 3 dimensions, man. Wow. Massively cool. Man, respect. Respect. All these cards of the same suit have the same sort of color tones. I'm curious to see the other suits if they have the same sort of color tones. All right, well, here we go. We're getting into the dark cards. You guys know what's coming next, right? Obviously, it's the 9 of Swords. Look at those. Look at those thoughts that aren't serving you, man. Kind of creeping up in your bed or kind of creeping up on your blanket. This dude's sort of like huddled down, all curled in. Hard to make that choice. Hard to make a choice. Can't see clear. Turn on the light, buddy. Hit the switch. Yeah. Look at that red. Red in nature is always danger, always caution. So you can't even pick one of the swords that are less red because you're interpreting all these choices as dangerous. Or if you pick one, oh my God, then that might be the wrong one. You want some good therapy real quick? You make a choice and then it becomes the right choice with your faith that it is the right choice. That's the quantum world. That's the quantum world therapeutic effect. No damn doubt. I'm being loosey-goosey here in my little Harley Davidson shirt. I got to tell you, I went home, took a shower, came back, pet the dogs, walked the dogs, fed the dogs, went out and peed and pooped the dogs. I came down, I just felt like playing with you guys, man. But I am just feeling I'm high on life being able to get back to the YouTube, man. And plus having this wonderful experience with this deck was gorgeous. How about this 10 of Swords? Interesting placement of the swords, kind of holding that guy down. Actually, it's not even holding it down. He's just, man, He's like that one character in Death. He just got his ass knocked out. And how wonderful. What I'm getting from this card straight away is sort of like the placement of the Nine of Cups from the guy, right? It's sort of like the comfort zone. It's a great place, but like nothing grows there, and he's all fat and happy, but there's like nothing. There's no interaction there. There's nothing to grow from. There's nothing, on the other side of that tablecloth with all those cups. This is kind of like in the same position as that. I don't know why, man. I'm tying those together quite strongly. In my Pagan Otherworlds deck, the Nine of Cups as well is in this position, this really interesting position. It's kind of like an arrow. It's inferring movement by just completely being in the same space over and over again. And I go through this all the time in therapy office, guys, where your life is changing all the time. There's always a new creation. But if you're creating the same shit, it's sure the hell not going to feel like it. You know what I mean? That goes back to that whole faith thing. Here we go, the Page of Swords. All right, well, all right, okay. You know what? Here's some clarity in here. This guy's working his sword, this young man, before, just getting into the study and exploration of the nature of the suit here with the pages. He's just sort of looking at the sword like, how the hell does this thing work? I kind of wish the sword wasn't straight. I have a thing about that. That's why Pixie put 3 straight up and down swords in the entire deck. There's only 3, and I figure that's, in my mind, when I see a sword straight up and down, that like has a reverence to it, you know what I mean? That means you got your cognitive functions straight. I don't think a page, or maybe this page is studying on how to get that before you get to the phase of the queen having mastered it. So, okay, all right, maybe that's why that sword isn't even fully formed yet. In fact, it's not even in his face. Okay, respect to the fountain. Respect to the fountain's Page of Swords. Yeah, I got nothing else on that. That's it on that. The Knight of Swords. All right. All right, this looks like obviously going up an incline. I might have to sit with this a little bit. That's kind of cool, man. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas on this, probably if I sat with it. I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't want to make videos more than 15 minutes, guys. I really don't, because I figure if you're going time and a half on it, then it's going to still be able to understand me. I like to keep videos kind of short. This is kind of like, there's a very thin way he's going about this. Like what he's dancing on the razor's edge right there on that path. He's dancing on the razor's edge. I like that the sword's forward, man. The guy's like Ram, Total courage moving forward. All right, I like that. I could spend some more time with that, to be honest with you. I could spend some more time with that. Ooh, here's a lovely queen. My queens are my favorite. I'm out of the loop with doing that queen work that some of you guys are working on, man. I've just been so gone and out of it lately with all over the place. But this queen, she's the master. What the hell can you say? You're the master of the suit. So, I mean, you can kind of see how all this confusion and angled stuff, it just ends to clarity once you get at the level of her head. Man. She uses all of that stuff the way it was intended. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, you beautiful Queen. Wish I could see your face more. But I can see your head clearly. I guess that's the whole point. The King of Swords. Okay, that dude's holding his sword straight down. And it's just all about, it's just not about, it's sort of, what else can I get from this? I want to come out with something really nice to say about each one. How about this knight sort of climbing its way? Look at that. Look at the patterning of this knight. Kind of like working its way up to be a king, right? Look at the patterning, that beautiful rainbow patterning. And then look at the panther, it's the structure of what this king stage is. That's where that knight is going. How do you love carrying that imagery over? How do you love carrying the image of that's where that knight's going, man? Struggling, working, having the courageous to get into that situation so that he can then be the ruler. Wow, great. Okay, brilliant, guys. This was fun. Major props and major gratitude again to Anna Teresa from Ladybird Tarot and Art for this wonderful deck. I'm just wonderful insights. All right, guys, I'm in it under 19 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch up with you later. Goodbye.